Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Firstly, wishing everyone a happy Republic Day from the team of Join DevOps. Now, to get started, again, welcome to Join DevOps DevSecOps with AWS, which is going to be conducted by Mr. Raghu. To give you a quick brief about your trainer for the batch, Mr. Raghu, he's working as a senior cloud architect and he has 16 plus years of experience. He's worked for companies like JP Morgan Chase and Co., Oracle, Glue, etc. And he has already trained more than 6,500 students as well. Another very, very interesting announcement for all of us is that we have been recognized by major news outlets like Outlook, Mint, Deccan Chronicle, etc. Moving on, another very, very important announcement that we needed to make, and a very happy one, is that he is the number one live trainer in India for DevOps when it comes to the number of students trained for DevOps and also the number of live sessions he has conducted. Now, quickly, to introduce you to our team, like you already know, Raghu is going to be there throughout from the start till the end of the course with any queries, any doubts that you have. He's going to support you throughout. We also have something called the Super Ops. Basically, this is a team that we have collated, and they are an alumni of our course and also are currently working in the DevOps field. So they will be there with you during the course for any queries that you have, any help needed for any practice sessions that you're doing, like any Q&A support that you need, etc. We also have an HR team in place that will help you out with resume building, mock interviews, and when it comes to job openings, they're going to be helping you out with all the job openings, collate everything, and make it easier for you when you're searching for a job. So, this is just to give you a brief on the people that you're going to encounter moving forward in the course. Now, another very important thing is that, like I said, we also
I think we lost Aswati, so just wait for a minute. You're on mute, Aswati.
and I'm on mute. Sorry. So, I actually lost network. I'm really sorry about that. Let me just quickly share my screen and start where I stopped. Great. So, like I mentioned, let me go back to the previous screen just so you don't forget where I stopped. So, like I said, we have introduced you to our team, which is definitely the trainer and the super ops team that I told you about, who's going to help you with Q&A, any preparations, any Q&A queries, solutions that you need to a problem, etc. And the HR team who will help you out with mock interviews, any HR related stuff. Now, moving forward, like I mentioned about resumes. So, resumes is a major part when you're looking for a job. When you provide a resume, most of the companies use application tracking system to filter out the resumes. So, what we try to do is our HR team tries to aim for a score of 85. The ATS score needs to be 85, and you don't have to worry. We have this dedicated team who will help you out with ATS friendly resumes. Moving forward, so always there's always a confusion about what is the scope of work or what are the career opportunities when it comes to the field of DevOps. There are a lot of career opportunities when it comes to DevOps, and the top six that we have put in this presentation, like you can see on the screen, we have DevOps or a DevSecOps engineer. We have a site reliability engineer, cloud engineer, automation engineer, Kubernetes administrator, infrastructure as code specialist, etc. So these are so the roles that you have for DevOps is immense. There are a lot of career opportunities that you have, and it's not just going to abide to just DevOps or DevSecOps. We have a wide range of roles under the DevOps category. Moving forward to the course highlights. So for the course, we cover 120 plus hours of training throughout the course. Then we make sure that you get real-time project experience just so you have hands-on experience on the tools. We also teach in multi-environments, which is development, QA, and production. Another very important thing is that we have recording sessions. So let's say that there are certain days where you can't join the live session. You will not have to worry. You will have these recorded sessions handy. And also, the best part is these recorded sessions are going to be lifetime. So even after the course ends, let's say that you want to revise a certain topic, you can go back to these recorded sessions at any point in time, even after the course. Now, moving on to a few additional features that we provide. We have mock interviews, like I mentioned to you. We have our HR team. These are a few additional features that we provide, like mock interviews, then ATS resumes, like I already mentioned. We also have an exclusive job portal. So, what we try to do here is our team tries to collate all the job openings from every job portal. For example, we have LinkedIn, we have Naukri, we have Indeed. We also try to take job openings from career sites. For example, there are a lot of companies, like let's say for Accenture, there are a lot of openings that might not be there on job portals but will be there on their career site. So it would become very tedious as a person who's looking for a job actively to go to different sites. So we try to make it very easy and simple for you, and we try to collate all of this data and put it in our website. I just want to give you a look of how it looks. So once you get into our website, which is joindevops.com, the fourth option, which is the job portal, you will just have to click on that, and this is the page that is visible to you. So you have an option. Let's say that there is certain skills that you have and you want the job opening to have these skills. This is it. You have the categories as well. You have the list of categories that you want to get into, and any job location that you prefer pan India, and you can just hit on search and you get all of those job openings, like as per your requirement or whatever you prefer. Now, if that is not the case and you're open to anything, any job, any location, etc., we have the latest jobs here. For example, you can see that the last job opening that we put was 14 hours ago. So we have a very dedicated team who are very vigilant on what are the job openings and immediately put it here if that is relevant. So moving forward, I suggest and recommend all of you all to go on to our website as well to look for jobs because it becomes easier. The jobs that you see here is exactly what you're going to see in other job portals, etc. Now, again, so this is one thing that I wanted to mention to you all. And now we also have an 8-hour Q&A support window, which is again for lifetime. Like I mentioned, this is basically an open hour, which is going to be on a daily basis. We'll have our team, a link will be sent across. You will just have to enter that link and we have a team, dedicated team that will help you out with any queries or any solutions that you need, etc. And this is also going to be lifetime. So even after the course ends, whenever you have a doubt, we have our Q&A support team that will help you out. Yes, and definitely the best part, we have the 1 week free session starting from tomorrow. So today is the demo session. Starting from tomorrow, we have our 1 week free session. Like it's already mentioned, starts from the 27th of Jan. Class timings are going to be from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. And the session link and the timings will be the same. This is just a quick overview for you all, just so it becomes easier for you to memorize what the course is going to look like and what you can expect from the course. So, like I mentioned, today is going to be the free session, 1 week free access, and from day 5, the real time projects will kickstart. The real time projects will start. Then, for almost 2 months, it's only going to be the real-time project. We are mainly going to focus on the tools, etc. From the second month of the course, we will start with HR guidance, mock interviews, resume preparation, and that will go on till the 3.5th month of the course, which will be the end of the real-time project completion. And just to reiterate, like it's already mentioned here, the recorded classes and the Q&A support is going to be for lifetime. That is, even after the course, you guys can avail these. And yes, we provide certificates. So basically, why we're trying to do this is that definitely it's going to be a big value addition to your resume. So when there is a recruiter who sees that you've actually done a course on DevOps, it's a value addition on your resume. So one is the course completion certificate. Second is an internship certificate that will be provided to those who complete the stipulated requirements. So these are a few certifications that we provide. Yes, now I suggest all of you to quickly scan this QR code and join our WhatsApp community. So, all of the batch updates, any follow ups, any study materials, any important announcement is going to happen on this WhatsApp channel for the batch. So, I recommend all of you to quickly scan the QR code. And if you're not able to, you don't have to worry. We will be sending the links across for you to join the community and it becomes easier. But now that this screen is on, I'm going to keep this on for around 10-20 seconds and I'll let you all scan the QR code and join the community ASAP. Yes, and I think this is going to be a really fruitful session for you all and something that you can ponder and decide upon whether or not this field is something that you really want to go ahead with. And I wish all of you the very best. And I hope this course is extremely insightful for you all. All right, thank you everyone, and over to you, Raghu.
Hey, thanks, Aswati. Hey, hi. Very good morning and good evening, everyone. So, myself is Raghu, and I'll be the trainer for this particular program. And today's, or just to introduce myself, I think Aswati already gave me the introduction, but uh, let it. Would like to uh, keep my details once again. By the way, I'm having total 16 years of experience in the IT industry, so working as a software engineer. And past 14 years, I've been working as a trainer and trained almost like 8,500 students on different technologies. And my, I have been working with the enterprise organizations. So that means organizations that work at a scale. Okay, that means like not a small project, by the way. It's a bigger projects, and that enterprise bigger projects. I would feel like that experience, whatever we have worked by the or I have worked, so definitely is going to help you in delivering this content over here. Like I mentioned, so I'm still working and I'm still learning as well. So coming to the today's agenda, by the way. So today we're going to have the next 30-35 minutes. By the way, I will just try to hold all of you to, not, hold all of you, by the way. I just would like to deliver whatever, so the things before DevOps and how this DevOps came into the picture and all. And, so what we are actually going to learn. I'm quite sure many of you might have already have this understanding, but I just would like to connect those dots if there are any disconnecting dots, so that, we everyone come into the same page and then we'll finally talk about, I mean, if you have any questions, I'll take at the ending. So we'll have a leisure time on that. So we'll discuss leisurely. But until then, so let's proceed for the, so the next 45 minutes, I would like to start with the understanding of the things before DevOps. Okay. So even before going into the DevOps also, I would like to, you to understand that we are getting some job. So we are getting some job in some software company, right? So that means there is certain business involved. Okay. The software company doesn't mean that there's only the company who makes the software, and there's all the companies who is actually using softwares and making the business as well, right? So for an example, bank. A bank is there, so that means for a bank, a software is essentially needed to serve their customers. So that means software is not very much limited only to the software making companies. It's essentially for any business end of the day, right? Eventually, software companies also make products for the business based company. So that's where we need to understand that, where are we getting this job market from, or where I'm going to get placed, which area, because software industry has quite few verticals, by the way, and which vertical we belong to and where do we get the job from. Okay. So in order to understand that, so are basically like to understand what is the market, where do we get is the software development life cycle. In the process of making the software, so our role emerges. Okay. So there are companies who make software, and there are companies who runs the business and make software as well. Okay, their own software. Or there are companies who just runs the business and just consumes the software. Okay. So like any of the category, so the software product life cycle is essentially needed, and that's where they always continuously evolve the add features and things like that. So that means like you try to look at any software, so it was not the same like 10 years back. If you look in, it was never like the same if you look back 20 years back, right? It is continuously evolving, right? So that's where the software industry always try to increase features, and so the continuous development is going to happen. And while the development is going to happen, and what type of applications actually we're trying to majorly focus in today's market is a web-based applications. Okay, so that means you have seen the web-based, you're seeing the web-based applications, by the way. And web-based applications, to what extent it went is operating system coming on the web browser. To that extent we went. Okay, for an example, you have Microsoft Windows giving Windows 360 directly on the browser. That means you can buy a server, you can buy a desktop directly on the Microsoft web page, and you can start using your own. Okay. So that means to really have anything in your local also. Okay, you should have some basic one. Okay, I mean, the main point is you're not going to lose anything. So while it is actually running in some other place. Okay, so that's the idea. Your desktop could be anything. You can just open it from a very bare minimum laptop, but remaining things, everything running out there. So you take Microsoft Office, you take Google Documents, like Google Docs. Okay, anything, the things which you are aware and you have been using is everything on the browser. You're pretty rarely installing some software on the on the desktop, by the way. Okay, hardly you may install some browser. That's it. So if I take any laptop, so generally I'll install some browser and rest everything is sorted. And maybe I'll just go with some sort of a utilities just to write some code and all. That's it. I'm done. So I don't really require any fancy software that would be running on my laptop. Okay, to run my show, right? So that's where the web is something which is happening. Okay, web-based applications. And this web-based applications, this trend is not new, and it is there from quite long time. If you go to the Wikipedia and type like web application, and the trend, it will say that the web applications is emerging from the late 1990s. And some of the examples, if you look in, is like if you can see that Hotmail, Amazon.com, which is an e-commerce, eBay, which is an e-commerce. These are there from quite long time. Okay, so having 30 years industry. Okay, and much later, like so in 2000s. Okay, so there's a lot of evolution on the web applications and things changed a lot. So now current trend is everything is on so web based, by the way. Now those particular applications, okay, while those are not new and is been developing from quite long time, so that you need to understand that this development is already happening from long time. Correct? So the development is happening from long time. And back in days, we used to develop these particular web applications using or making in a manner of monolith. Monolith means everything they try to keep it in one piece and they just run one piece. Okay. So that's how the industry started. And over a period of time, so people have seen that, okay, so okay, this is something hard. It needs some evolution, by the way. So that's where the people started cutting into pieces. So that's a natural evolution, right? So things will evolve. Things will evolve in a way like, I mean, the best example I can give you over here is a basketball, right? So everyone knows the basketball today is basically putting a ball in some net, by the way. Then it should be called as netball, right? So, but you're still calling it as a basketball because when the basketball started, it was literally a basket. Putting the ball or keeping the ball in a basket is called as a basketball. But after 17 or 19 years, if I'm not wrong, either it could be 17 or 19, after 17 or 19 years people realized, okay, why do need to keep the basket in the, why do we need to keep the basket in the ball if we remove that particular, the down of basket, the ball automatically comes down. So that idea came out, and today, and from that from wooden basket, it became to net and all. It now the basketball you're seeing. I mean, just to think about why the ball need to be there, it has taken 17 years of time, right? The evolution is natural. Okay, so you can't actually say that is right, this is right. So at that point of time, so monolith was the development strategy, and people were developing it, and slowly different thoughts and different approaches came into picture, or different way thought process coming into picture. So now instead of making monolith, people are going towards microservices. So the microservices is basically the same software, but you actually try to make individual pieces, okay, and run as a single piece again. End of the day, though, all the things run as single piece. So that's where, okay, so the microservice is something that today the web application development is leading with microservices. And when we go into these microservices and you look at the reality of the microservices, and also let's talk about the things at a scale. Now, microservices at a scale, if you see it, so some of the some of the blips I copied just from typing in the internet, Google only. So how many microservices does Netflix have? Okay, so it is telling that they have close to 1,000 microservices. They are having close to 1,000 microservices. So that means if you're seeing a Netflix web page, you may be thinking is a simple thing, okay, but behind the scene there are many pieces powering it up. Twitter 1,200 they're talking, okay. Uber they're talking 2,200, okay. Mercedes-Benz to collect the data from their manufactured devices, okay. I think so they are running close to 900 Kubernetes clusters, okay. So maybe in the training we go multi-environment, so hardly we'll bring 2 clusters, okay. They're talking about 900 clusters, which is a huge thing, okay. So that's where this microservices, not only the microservice, I'm talking about the enterprise is always big, okay. So let's remember this particular point. We'll come back again on to this particular point later, but you know, to understand the applications are very big. And how big? Even you cut into pieces, you see the 1,000 pieces. That means if you actually make a big piece, you imagine the big piece, okay. So that's huge, by the way, okay. Now even you can go and type in internet, by the way. So Netflix versus microservices, sorry, Netflix versus Amazon microservices. If you type in internet, so the moment you keep it, you will start getting the images. Now you see the dots and how big the images are. So each and every dot represents a service, and those are connected. So that becomes that diagram becomes much complex. So just now we talked about 1,000 services, and you're connecting line to line of 1,000 services. It becomes a massive complex one. Okay. So the things that you need to do and learn, the things you need to do is massive, while your learning can't be minimal, right? So that's where. So let's talk about this particular point again. But yeah, let's go on to the flow. Like earlier, it is going to be monolith. Now it is going to be microservices. And either irrespective of the that one, how these particular big projects will be made, by the way. So these are very, very big projects, right? Now, okay, you can construct a home, maybe just talking about an engineering world. You can construct a home with one floor. There's no complexity would come. But imagine you're building like 50 floor, 100 floor building. Now the complexity arises. Okay, it's not as simple as that you construct like a one floor building, right? So that is what we're talking about, the complexity. So the enterprise deals with the massive scale. And now how do we make these particular big projects for them? Okay, so that's where the comes in the methodology. You can't actually have your own pattern. Okay, every company have their own pattern means you're reinventing everything. Okay, so just to solve this, by the way, so there is generally a software communities, okay, and the software consulting firms or whatever it is. So they go and so okay, so I mean go and follow certain things and they share what they're following and all those things. So it forms into a methodology, by the way, which is a thought process. And earlier the monolith was happening with the waterfall model. Now it is happening with agile, by the way. Okay, so waterfall model means basically like so it's just a top down approach. So that means you think and you implement. Okay, but agile is basically a cycle. It's continuously going to be happening. All right. So, but also there are companies who are between waterfall and agile as well. There are companies not completely waterfall. They're not completely agile. They are in between waterfall and agile also. And Microsoft Windows is the best example for a project which is um, between waterfall and agile. Agile tells that you make frequent changes and you fix them, um, or you send to customer. Waterfall tells that you do it once, by the way. Okay, now what Microsoft Windows is doing is they're doing it once. So that means they're developing the operating system at once. They're continuously giving the patches every 1 week, 2 weeks. Maybe you see some or other update coming in. Okay, so that's where okay, so there are certain companies for their business needs, they are in between also. They are not still agile completely. Okay, so but yeah, that's fine. And agile is something which is mostly used for microservices. Now, when you actually look at in the process of waterfall, it actually so go from top down, as I mentioned. So we gather requirements, we design them, develop them, test them, and maintain them. Right. Now, if you look at the application, and we look at the teams which is involved in doing this waterfall, so there is a business analyst who is gathering the requirements. Okay. And after that, there is an architect who designed the things. Maybe a senior developers or something like that. A very senior people who is, who is acting as an architect. So he will take care of that. And then goes to the and then the requirement goes to the developer to develop the things. The developer will develop it. Okay, and then goes to the QA team for testing. So the waterfall, once the development is done, it goes to the QA. Maybe some cycle happens there. So developer made some bug, it is identified by QA people, and developer fix it. Some cycles will happen. Once everything is fine, so if we're talking about a web-based application, it goes to the customer. Okay, and how it has to go to the customer? That means you have to keep it in some server so that he will access it from the browser, by the way, right? Now there is a team who is actually going to keep it on the server. So that is a middleware team. Middleware team is actually going to take care of keeping the software developed by the developer on a server and run it, by the way. Okay, so it needs some expertise on that. And so in order to run the middleware, there's an operating system involved. OS is there. Okay, and OS is there, middleware application is there, some database comes into picture. So there's a DB team comes into picture. And DB is coming into picture. So you need to store some data and all. So the storage team comes into picture. And the storage is coming into picture. So you need to have some proper backups and all. Backup team will come into picture. Okay. Now all these are devices, by the way. Okay, you need to connect between them, and that's where the network team comes into picture. And these are all running on the data center. So there's a DC team comes into picture. And finally, this application is exposed to the outside world. So security comes as a very important thing. So that's where AppSec and InfoSec teams are also involved over here. So which is actually running your application in your waterfall model. Now in this area, so where this DevOps is actually coming in this particular process, if we talk about, now you will understand when the team's going into the agile, by the way, rest everything remains same. Now here is the process of operations is actually coming into picture. So which is a DevOps engineer who is going to take care of majority of the things. And if you add InfoSec and also AppSec also into your role, and that's where our syllabus, the DevSecOps comes into picture. Okay, so here is a one. And as a DevSecOps engineer, what you're actually going to do, you're actually going to, okay, so replace all the roles which is being done by this team. And actually you're not replacing, there's a technology replacing happening that, so which is coming from a cloud offering. So back in days, we are actually running all these things on our own. Now, I mean, the cloud is the one who is managing them. The cloud offerings is coming in. Now, as a DevOps engineer, so what you deal with it? So you're going to deal with dealing with the microservices and dealing with the cloud. So these are the things that your major job fall under. And having the security, you become a DevSecOps engineer. Okay, so that's where this role is coming into picture. Now, so the curious question is basically is, okay, let me put this way. So let's talk about the roles and responsibilities of the DevOps engineer. So like as I mentioned, so managing the infrastructure, so that means managing the cloud and all is the one that you will deal with. And you deal with the CI/CD. Okay, so that means releasing of the application, the middleware, the major part. And automation is the major key foundation for your role, by the way. For your role, automation is very, very important. So that's where your role is foundations is automation. So that's where you'll be doing a lot of scripting and automating the work, by the way. And apart from that, ensuring the application that runs on your infrastructure is against the security threats and all, cyber threats and all. So you need to take care of that. So these are your 4 roles that comes into picture when you actually become a DevSecOps engineer. Now there is a curious question. Okay, so what is the future of DevOps, right? How market is there for DevOps? The moment I type in internet, so you get some blips, everyone talking about there is a market for DevOps going forward as well. Okay, so these are the different blips. You can see it, by the way. Okay, and also along with that, I mean, that is essentially there. And I know the COVID has been done a quite damage to one of the role, that is DevOps only. Okay, so because there is a significant need in the market, and at the same time, okay, so there's a lot of spam came into the market. I mean, so which has, I mean, make the market shape not only for DevOps, for many of the roles in a different, in a different way. So which made the industry pretty hard in deciding of taking the resources, by the way. So that is there. Okay, but that does not mean that, okay, the jobs are not there. That's not true. Okay, so at least before COVID, when we want to get an engineer, okay, so at least we used to do, 10-12%. If you do it on an average, we'll be able to find a resource. Now that number has increased. At least I'm talking about my company. Okay, the wherever the company I work for. So we're talking about my trend only. So before COVID, when we are doing an interview of, at least 10 to 12%, so we are getting a resource shortlisted, by the way. Now that number has increased to 40 to 42, by the way. It's on an average, our number tells is, if I do conduct 42% interview, only 1% is getting shortlisted because of a simple spam in the market. Okay, so now open YouTube, everyone, there's a course giving free courses, and which they're killing the persons. Now there is a person who is actually interested in learning, and he goes to the YouTube and finds something, okay, there, and he himself so stop his learning saying this is DevOps, and he goes into the interview, and anyhow that is not to the market needs, and he will fail. And that is a trend, at least in my observation with a lot of people. Generally I talk, this is what generally is happening. The YouTube became rather than a skill improver, it became a skill killer, actually. Okay, so it was like that. So I'm stressing this particular point because I'll hit some questions later, by the way. So that's the reason I usually people come and ask me, okay, hey, there are a lot of people who are teaching for free, and why are you, so why are you special, or why should I should learn from you, by the way. So this general question comes in. That's where I will just stressing this particular point, by the way. So everything free is not free. Okay, they're just killing your time and making money. Okay, as simple as that. But yeah, so I mean, end of the day, like content, if I deliver, they deliver. So if the content is, it's same, right? No doubt in that. But how quality the content is there, and the content creator, how quality his work is, by the way. So because if he's working as a content creator, so that means he's not working guy. Okay, first of all. And so the non-working guys never work on, I mean, never know that the real-time problems, by the way. That's where these, I mean, the open content, by the way, those are failing because the content is always less. And even whoever is learning, by the way, is also okay. So if he needs some cross questioning, I mean, they never appear, right? So they put some content, whatever they want to keep the content, and simply, okay, so that's it. Like, so people watch it, right? So there is no authenticity to the content they're keeping. That's a major problem, I would say. I think we got the gist of the thing. So I mean, this is a very common question because everyone is spending time and money on learning something, okay, towards what they're learning. That is very important. So that's where, if you look at the trend, rather than just opening a fancy YouTube and finding out what is DevOps, they'll always tell something something nuisance only, nonsense only. Okay, so because they need the video to be appeared, by the way, right? So whoever it is, but you, rather than that, actually you start opening the authentic, basically the blogs who are having, or the institutions. When I say institutions, not training institutions, there are institutions, like for an example here, so this Globenswire is there, okay, which is something which is a good one. Okay, so to understand the trends, by the way, so there is trends like Gartner. Okay, so you understand the people who is actually making the authentic information, and you start reading about it, is very good information. So maybe you take consulting firms like Accenture. Accenture posts a lot of articles, by the way, in the market, right? You read about them, how they are seeing the trend in the market, and how the customer, how the customers they are thinking, whatever the customers they are serving. Okay, Accenture is a very big company in terms of consulting. You open McKinsey, okay, you open BCG documents. These are the guys actually who your information you should read from. Okay, not from a single person who is sitting in a closed room and reading it. Okay, so I'm stressing this a little bit because there's a pain is a pain point for me later. Okay, so I'm just clearing the point now. Okay, this is fine. And there's also another scary question now we are generally hearing in the market at this point of time is, okay, so what about the DevOps with the AI, by the way? So simply ask this question, right? So I usually hear this question. So that's where we're talking about. So okay, fine. Like, let's say we ask, like, let's say if you're thinking that AI is actually going to kill DevOps, by the way, let's ask AI only. Okay, so hey, can you replace my job? Let's go and ask. So there is a Gemini here. Okay, so I'm going here and asking, hey, I am a DevOps engineer. So will you be able to kill my role and replace in future? So put a question. It's true, it is automation. Okay, let me put the same thing in another way. So, but at the end, it is actually telling, okay, how you can be a future proof with your careers, by the way. But at the end, it is telling, while AI and automation are transforming DevOps, they're creating a new opportunities and challenges. Okay, let's put the question this way. I think I'll search it like this only. DevOps won't die with AI, or will die with AI. Okay, so it is not is what it is. You're gonna just generally get it, by the way. See, think about it. Okay, so it's not possible, right? So logically, it is not possible. Okay, technically is a different thing. Logically, you think like, so for an example, now ChatGPT is there. Now ChatGPT is also a web application, or Gemini is also a web application. Do you think like if it is really replacing the roles, you'd have replaced its own role? That means AI is not developed by any developer. That means AI is developed by AI only. Is it true? Definitely not. Okay, so that means the websites were hosting Gemini or ChatGPT should be hosted by some engineers, or it itself is hosting itself. I don't think so. Okay, so now AI will go and try to go to the persons and do the business. I don't think so. Okay, AI will open bank accounts and transfer the money for them, one AI to another AI. I don't think so. Okay, so basically try to understand. Okay, so the evolution is inevitable, no doubt in that. Okay, now I have seen industry for last 15-16 years. Okay, now what I have started, maybe a best example I always give is okay, my first task actually which I got is a web server setup. A web server setup with no information. There is no Stack Overflow also. There's a very basic information. All we need to do is read the official documentation, read it, understand it, and do implement it. So that means to set up a web server, it took me a 1 month of time in a Linux box. But today it just happens in a couple of seconds. Yes, the evolution is there. Okay, so there's a Stack Overflow, a lot of information is there, and now it is even specific information you get it from GPTs. Even it can, okay, as long as you have the requirement, this is a new way of finding the information. It's not like replacing the job. Yes, it may replace the job, but you are doing the same job again and again. Yes, as long as it is automatable, your job is gone. Okay, so that's where you always need to evolve towards to the trending tech, by the way. So whatever it is, and so yeah, engineering job, I don't think so. My personal opinion, I would say, uh, it's not going to be happening very soon. Okay, it requires a lot of systems, a lot of integrations. Okay, I don't think so. The A at this point of time, at least if it goes in the same pace, it will take another 1 or 2 decades easily to get to the pace of what we're thinking today. Okay, so by the time many of us retire also. So my point was, and even the screenshot also has been, if any of you is a serious follower in the LinkedIn, you generally see this screenshot circling in the LinkedIn in these days, by the way. So the evolution of ops, by the way. So now there are, I mean, I just shown waterfall model, there was ops, and there is a problem in the collaboration. Now the DevOps came into picture, and security is still seen as a concern. A lot of breaches happened. Now security needs to be also automated and processed, and DevSecOps is coming into picture. Now AI is, or machine learning and AI is coming into picture. So we'll add those particular things also to the ops, by the way. This also comes under us. Okay, so and we'll slowly implement the things. I mean, those particular things also in the future, by the way. But it's not like we'll get replaced overall, right? So let's not too much worry about it. So at least in the near future, that's where okay. If you look at the overall things, like the trend, I mean to say, like overall trend of an engineer role has evolved and it will evolve, and you have to be the part of evolution. That's the only thing we would say. Now going back to the agenda, by the way, so we understood what is DevOps, or what is before DevOps, and how DevOps came in. And the next part of the agenda, which keeping all these things is aside, and until now everyone have their own opinion. Okay, maybe they can be true, I can be true. Okay, so maybe the time will decide. That's okay. But now the major thing comes into picture is about the training, right? So you're here to learn something. Okay, at least you made your mind. Okay, at least 50% of, at least 50% of your mind you made it. I wanted to go with DevOps, right? Now let's go and try to understand, what do you have in DevOps, or what do you need to learn in DevOps? Okay, all right. So then this is where the challenge will come. Okay, and both the parties, for you as a student, for me as a trainer, both the parties, the confusion will come into picture. Why? Because I am working for a project, I work on certain tools. Okay, and I work on certain tools, and what is that I need to teach? I will teach what I do, by the way. But maybe I'm working on an outdated content, or I am working on some old project, okay, which is not relevant to the current trend in the market. That is possible. Okay, for me it is a big question, okay, what to teach, because what people are looking for or what is other market is looking for. So this is something is always a question mark. And for you it is even a bigger challenge, because I have at least some context and I can do something, but for you, you're coming from nowhere and you're trying to learn the things, and this is where okay, for you what to learn. Now you open one training institute, by the way, they'll tell you one content, and open another one, they'll tell you one content. Okay, so it's always a question. They teach you one price, we teach one price. Okay, so the question comes, what is the difference? It's end of the day, big mess, and somewhere we invest our money in wrong place only. Okay, so right, so that's where, okay, we need to invest proper time on this particular one. It's your responsibility because it's your money and time. Especially money is okay, but at least the time you're investing, so whether you're learning the right thing or not. Okay, now how can I determine is at least earlier it is a big challenge, now it is not a big challenge. Why? Because there's a community. Okay, there's an NGO community. Okay, so we are actually going to help people, okay, to become what they want, by the way, by defining the roadmaps. So roadmap.sh is a GitHub, okay, GitHub seventh most started project. Okay, so which is with 1.5 million registered users, and a lot of contributors are there, thousands of contributors to this particular one. Okay, so I'm also one of the guy. Now what we do here is okay, so with our experience, okay, with our experience, we define the roadmaps. Okay, I'm expert only in this particular one, so that means a DevOps, by the way. So a lot of people actually, so tell that, this is what is going on, and based on the understanding and review, this will get evolved, by the way. So this is what it is. Now, having a roadmap or having learning as a DevOps engineer, you need to know all these particular verticals. Then only you will become a DevOps engineer. Okay, so only some components of this particular one you learn, and you can't call yourself as a DevOps engineer. So that is very important one. Now each and every LO is a vertical, and inside that particular vertical, they suggest you a couple of things. There's a purple color, which is a recommendation from the community, and which is a green color, which is an alternate option, or which is like still used in the market kind of a thing. Okay, and which is other gray color, which is there, by the way, you can learn anytime, so it's not so important. So this is the roadmap they are going to give you. All right, so now if you go to this here, the first you need to have a programming language. So now what we are going to do in the training, at least my training, what we do is we keep all these particular verticals, we'll cherry pick, and we are going to pick up. Cherry pick is basically like we pick one in one vertical and we'll teach you. That is what we are doing. Now while doing this, so my experience comes into picture. So while picking up this particular one, our experience comes into picture, and my experience also is basically like having an understanding of a little bit looking into the market. I usually, okay, so pick the data, by the way, based on the data. So you have something called as Tech Radar. Tech Radar from ThoughtWorks. So this is the company I work currently for. And here we have Tech Radar, by the way, so which is for understanding the technology. Now, what they will do is they will just try to, okay, assess the, we just assess the tools that is currently running in the organization. So we are a consulting firm, so that's where, we're a consulting firm, and so we collect the data from different projects, and we'll try to evaluate. We'll go with the discussion and decide, like, which one to decide where. So that's where, if you're interested, you can take a look later on this particular one, the tools perspective. So, okay, different tools. Okay, we are going to, tools is coming as this. This is more of a development related things, by the way. You'll see more of a development things, but generally you'll get a high level overall idea, by the way, what is going on. Okay, so you can download this also and you can take a look. Okay, and coming back to this, so based on this particular, understanding of why diverse project, by the way, uh, we or at least I decide some tool out of this method. Okay, so that's where so learning programming language Python is in our syllabus. Every yellow vertical will pick up one. Operating system, so we're going to have RHEL, Red Hat, and terminal knowledge. By the way, we are going to cover bash shell scripting along with other tools. Okay, so terminal and version control system. So we have Git, and VCS hosting we have GitHub, and containers we have Docker, and we are having, anyhow, this is a application setup, by the way. We'll cover all these particular topics along with the Nginx, which is there in our project, and networking protocols. This is a very general knowledge only, so you will see all those particular things. And cloud providers, by the way, we have AWS. Anyhow, this training is about AWS. Serverless, you'll see with Python, with Lambda and all. And provisioning, we have Terraform. Configuration management, we have Ansible. CI/CD tools, we have GitHub Actions. And secret management, we have Vault. Infrastructure monitoring, we have Prometheus and Grafana. Log management, we have Elasticstack. And container orchestration, we have Kubernetes in our syllabus. And application monitoring, okay, they did not give anything, so New Relic. So why New Relic? Maybe we'll talk later. Artifact management, we have Artifactory. GitOps, which is Argo CD, and service mesh we have is HTO, and some cloud patterns. Now each and every area is being available in our syllabus, by the way, if you have went through the syllabus. Okay, so that's where our syllabus roadmap falls like this. Okay, so whoever is not aware of not having access to this particular link, I'll keep it in the chat. So this is the syllabus link which I pinged in the chat, so you can go through that. So the first page is what you will see here. So we are going to start with the Linux in the day one or first week, and from the second week the project will start, and immediately the automation will start, and then flows with containerization, and then CI/CD, and then monitoring, and then security, and finally with Python. And all the time AWS comes as a learning, by the way. Okay, so this is how our syllabus is actually defined. Whatever we cherry picked there, you're going to keep it. Okay, so we are not going to follow the academic style of learning. That means you learn all the tools, ending you do one project. No, we don't do that. We do the project at the starting. Okay, and we have a lot of problems. We'll solve those particular problems in the training. Okay, so there's a significant difference in the delivery that will come into picture because of this. Why? Because you're learning a tool, you'll not have any direction. Okay, so what is the direction it is? What is the direction you're learning, by the way? Okay, so you're learning an option, by the way, but where to use it? So these all questions is always open. So just to avoid that, so project-based learning gives a significant difference in the outcome, by the way. So we are going to following this particular path, and we're going to learn that all these particular things. And I think that's all basically what we wanted to learn. Just before going into the QA, just repeating the same things, whatever is being discussed in the starting of the session. So we are going to have a lab support. So we are going to have a lab sessions every day. So 5 days a week, that means Monday to Friday, it is 8 hours of time. That means 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day. And whereas at the weekends, it's going to be continuously from morning 6 to 9 o'clock. Okay, weekends, we are going to have 14 hours of time because, yeah, so it's usually most of people practice in weekend. So that's where, okay, so we have lab sessions. And as a GitHub discussions is again, mostly like text-based discussion, by the way, rather than, voice-based discussion. So voice is lab session. Okay, if you still want to just post a discussion and you wanted to discuss on that, so we have GitHub discussions also, we'll use that. And customized lab setup, this is not a big deal. It's just a customized one that you will be using during the training to make our life easy in terms of practice. Now we cover the big project. Now going back to the previous one, so there are 1,000 services, 2,000 services people talking about. If you learn with one service, by the way, 1-2 services, you will not be able to see the complexity of the tools. Okay, 1, 2 is always happy path only. You construct 1 floor, there's no challenge. The moment you constructing 50 floor, 10 floor to 50 floor, 100 floor, the complex slowly increases. Okay, so here in the training, okay, we can't afford going with 100 services because of the time. Okay, neither we can't afford going with one service also, because that will not bring a complexity. So we'll just go with a little extended version, which is some 11 microservices that we have in the project. We are going to have, we'll cover in the live training. And along with that, so you'll have lifetime video access, and the resume prep also will be part of the training, is generally what you get. Okay, so that comes to the conclusion of what I wanted to talk for today. And yeah, any questions, feel free. And the session starts right from oh, this is a bit old, I think. Let me fix this. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so here is the timing, by the way. So from tomorrow, we're going to start the timing. Sorry, training, actual training, by the way. So live sessions. Timing is morning 7:30 to 9 o'clock, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. And we have 7 days the lab session. Okay. And yeah, so you can go ahead and ask any questions if you have. And also, you can ask your question just by clicking on raise hand. Will have an option on Zoom to raise a hand. And when you raise a hand, I'll come to know that there is there's a question. I'll come to you slowly, one by one. I'll come to you. Don't hurry. We'll take it leisurely, and click on raise hand. We'll discuss. Okay. Yeah. Please. Any questions? Please go ahead. You should click on raise hand so that I'll come to know that you have a question. I'll come to you. Your voice is not coming, Manikanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi Raghu. Myself Manikanta. Right now I'll be working in a Persistent, which is in Pune, as a SQL developer. So I'm planning to shift to the DevOps, which is into cloud, because the future is cloud. I've seen so many articles and all, like the the people around them speaking, they're saying like it'll be cloud is the future. So I'll be thinking to do a DevOps. Uh, is my decision is right that I've taken?
So it's a decision that you need to make your personal choice, by the way. So because see, the people like me who sells the course, actually you should not give the decision of doing the things. Okay. So once you decide and come, I can help you. But the decision wise, you decide. Okay. Maybe you talk to your well-wishers or friends or something, by the way, and you decide from there. And I actually talking is not the ethical way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Sagar. Right now, I'm working in in an organization where I used to build and release the GitHub Actions project. Mine is a GitHub Actions project. Okay, so I want to excel myself. Right now, only the work which I do is generate the images and release the images through GitHub Actions and Azure DevOps over the world. Means my official project is GitHub Actions itself. So right there itself, I'm just a build and release engineer, just what I'm thinking. So I want to explore more on DevOps opportunities. There I used to work with Azure. So, but this is different with this session is with AWS, right?
Right.
So whether only the cloud part with AWS and remaining all the things will be there, means in Kubernetes means with AKS, or only with the AWS related DevOps, or what?
Yes, the cloud is the only difference, but the rest everything is going to be individual, by the way. So things are same.
Okay, then in that case, it will be a better choice for me, right? Because cloud, for Azure, I have the knowledge. So AWS, if I learn means, so I can be the multi-cloud one, right?
Right. Yeah.
So okay, then means I'm just want to confirm that whether means remaining Docker, everything. If you want to manage things with AWS or Azure, so cloud will be different, and all the DevOps related tools will be individual, right? Means you will Kubernetes will be directly Kubernetes, not EKS or AKS, right?
No, EKS or AKS also still Kubernetes only, right?
Yes, but means that is a service provided by Azure and AWS, right?
But end of the day, once you get the service, it is still same only.
Yes, means
Kubernetes.
yeah, means basically I want to learn Kubernetes in the DevOps, means that later I can excel myself in Azure or AKS, right?
Right.
Yes, okay then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Ria from there. Actually, I want to speak that I have 5 years of experience in Cognizant. I was working as a trainee, but now I want to change as a DevOps. Means I want to change my whole branch. I want to change my full technology. So from this course, I'll get a good job and the opportunities.
So this course will help you in getting a good knowledge, by the way. So, and ideally, if you use it and if you apply, definitely you should be getting the job.
Okay.
Yeah. But the way you questioned is a bit different, by the way, because just completing the course will not help you, right?
No,
So,
it's like I have to
yeah.
practice by myself also. That is also
Correct.
important.
Correct. That's what I'm.
So I want your help and coordination so that if any problem came, I can go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're on mute, Prakash, if you're talking.
Hi Raghu, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Raghu, this is Prakash. So I work as an engineering manager, so where I have around 16 plus years experience, mostly into development. And now what I'm looking is into this cloud infra. So basically to enhance my knowledge. So that's what I'm looking for. So just to have one question is, any chance you will be covering OpenShift also? At least some basic idea apart from Kubernetes.
I mean, at least in this syllabus, no.
Okay.
We have time and plan. We can't go beyond
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But if you are actually practicing elsewhere, let's say, okay, you're doing anything elsewhere and you're stuck somewhere, you can always ask. Or I mean, generally you have lab sessions, right? So you can generally talk anything, whatever you want. We can have a general talk.
Okay. Yeah, I'm completely new to this. I know how it works, but I'm not sure how to. All this is something new to me because I'm more into deliveries and other stuff. But I want to know this course helps me. But something like OpenShift also, I need some. Okay, I'll do one thing. Then I can take your guidance, right? In that case, after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Raghu. That helps.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Ashok. I'm from Windows side. Is there any prerequisite is required for this one development? I'm completely Windows Infra support side.
So this, I did not got it. I got your experience here from Windows, but what is the actual question?
Any prerequisite? Actually, these are showing set Linux, right? For that one, I need to do any some.
We'll teach you, no problem. We'll start from scratch.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question was just answered before. So I have the same question. Is this training oriented towards some experienced professionals in DevOps or someone who is absolute beginner to this, this technology? So you will teach all things from scratch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi, Raghu.
Yeah.
Raghu, I am Ved Murugan. I have worked completely in mainframe for last 11, 12 years. I don't have any experience in cloud, AWS and all. So still I can pick up and learn, right? Or I need any prerequisite?
No need, we'll start from scratch.
Yeah, because even before DevOps, even then you are explaining that waterfall model, right? Even I haven't worked on that in web-based applications. I was working only in mainframe.
Mainframe itself is monolith only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
how frequently a mainframe, the applications running on the mainframe, how frequently they'll release a version? Or let's put like this, how frequently the IBM releases a mainframe version?
Rarely only.
Yeah, that's waterfall.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm not able to hear you, Tanuj. Moving on.
Hi, this is Sriyarsha.
Yeah.
I want to know what is the difference between DevOps engineer and sysadmin. As I am planning to go both ways, so I want to know the major difference between the both.
So sysadmin is going to work on the operating system. I'm just going by the word, by the way. He'll just do the support of the OS, by the way. So the servers will run, and just to maintain them, to patch them and run them. So there is a support engineers who works 24/7, and that person is a sysadmin generally.
Okay, so basically a sysadmin deploys a server and DevOps uses those servers which are provided in the cloud.
No, sysadmins also can provide a machine on the cloud, but that role is not needed is the discussion we made.
Okay, thank you.
So that's all getting through automation. So anyone provisions a machine. As an engineer, I will provision my own machines. Why would I need to have another sysadmin who can do that? Okay. Yes, that role exists very well some time back. Now you go back, for an example, 10 years back, Linux was not that much matured. And yes, it was needed in maintaining the machine. But now OS itself is much matured. And you barely see the issues that would be coming on the OS, right? So essentially that role generally is not a sustainable role, but still exists in some legacy companies, like old companies, old projects, that still exists.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Tanuj, you're talking?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, actually, I'm a content writer.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So I want to change my stream right now. So is it actually I'm from I've done my master's in computer applications. Hello.
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing. Go ahead.
So I've done in 2007. So can I pop up right now? I'm a good learner.
See, there are two ways I would see the things, by the way. I mean, one thing, I mean, you completed your master's in 2007, so there is a significant gap in between the career that, or sorry, education and the career time you wanted to start, right? So
Yes.
that generalizing is a bit challenge. Why? Because now if you are coming with, I mean, after like almost like 17 years, you are actually coming in, and that you can't come. I mean, I would not say that way, but when we actually started competing with the persons of the, I mean, who completed recently and their education of the younger age, by the way, so it is a bit hard. Okay, in general, I'm talking about.
Okay.
Maybe you're exceptional there. Okay, you're an exceptional case. Like I don't know, right? Because just talking to you 1 minute, I can't judge you also. Right? There's the other side also is there. Okay, so other side is basically is if I decide to do something, basically, I mean that doesn't. I mean, it's not like I can't do that, right? As long as I'll be able to do it, I'm able to do it. Okay. So that's where I'll not say that you were. I mean, I have both the opinions on your case, by the way. So and again, I was giving some answer to someone. It has to be your choice. You make your choice, and you made your mind. Yes, I'll go with the DevOps. I want to become something on the DevOps. Whatever it takes, I'll become the DevOps. Yes, I can help you. On the decision point of view, I think you need to think and talk to yourself or talk to your other people, your friends and well-wishers. You decide based on that.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Raghu. It's a good decision by you. I'll do it. I'll become a DevOps engineer.
Yeah. So technically, I can always help, but the other things, like we need to ensure you made the decision because it is your choice you are making for your career. Should not go by the words of someone. I mean, basically like unknown person about you, right? Talk to the person who knows about you and decide.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Raghu. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So will you include Jenkins in this training?
Jenkins is basically I mean, like at least 4-5 months back, it was there in our training, but it was deprecated by this roadmap.sh. Earlier, it was a purple color here. Okay, so they deprecated it because looking at the market going on and the future going on, so Jenkins has been deprecated. So that's where we removed it from the live sessions, but however, we are keeping it under this one, off session video. So that means, however, this topic is being taught, some videos already been recorded and given to you. Same project, by the way. So you'll be able to easily.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone? Any other questions?
Hi, Raghu.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any chance that the next Azure DevSecOps with DevOps will be there?
Yeah,
Next, when it can be?
close to 45 days, next 45 days.
Okay, actually my main focus is on Azure DevSecOps only. So I think means confirmly it will be there for next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
If I have joined this means then it will be waste for me. That's why.
Yeah, it will be definitely there.
Sure then. Sure, okay then. Thanks.
Any other questions? I see a question in the chat. So I am currently working in a company where I have a shift, so I won't be able to attend the session. So is there any way to join the course? So yes, you can still join the course, and by the time you are free, you will have the recording available. You watch the recording, and while you watch the recording, you have any questions. I mean, you're already there in the lab session, so you can simply ask the questions and clarify your questions. Is as simple as that. So it almost like a live session, so which will not be a problem. Anyone? Any other questions? So which is better, AWS or Azure? So this also is a tricky question. So, but generally, like, let's understand. So the number of jobs is depend upon the market usage, right? So if there are more, usage in the market, more jobs will be there. So just going on that data, by the way, let's try to understand. So AWS, okay, versus Azure public market usage. Now I think this is a 2022 report. Let's go with some 2024 published report. So you're getting the numbers as close to AWS is okay, 32% usage in the market, and whereas Azure is falling to 23% usage in the market. So that means essentially the Azure is lesser in terms of, if you look at the number of jobs generally. But again, for future market, I think both are clouds. Generally, there are competitors. Which one, it's very difficult to justify because both offers the same thing. Okay. So yeah, that's. Not able to hear you, Amrita. Anyone? Any other questions? You have to unmute and talk, Amrita.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Amrita. I have completed my BSc in 2018 pass out. I have interested in DevOps course. After, is there any opportunity, sir?
Any opportunity in the sense?
6 years career gap.
Okay, I think you need to talk to you have any technical things, maybe I can help. If you have such questions, by the way, you can talk to the counselor, like basically to the JoinDevOps. They mentioned the team, right? So you can talk to them, they can help you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm good. So tomorrow's session to the link is also going to be the same one. So the same link, a new, okay, today you joined one, okay, so I think you will be receiving that link over the WhatsApp as well, no problem. Any other questions?
Sir, tomorrow session at the same time, sir, 10:30.
No, 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, the class will also be at 7:30 every day.
Class is 7:30 only.
Okay.
Okay, all right. If no questions, then we're good. So I'll be there for a few more minutes. If you have any questions, I'll just stop the recording. If anyone want to talk off the record also, it's fine. I'll be there. But otherwise, we're good. We'll meet in tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. in the morning for session. Okay, bye. Good day. Good night.